It is 97 St. Louis versus 96 Oakland in week number 14. You only have 14, 15, 16. That's it. And it is all over. Now, Carolina just lost to Tampa Bay last week, last game. That was incredible. But as you can see, Oakland is 9-4. If they lose, they're out of the running for the bye. Houston, the worst they can do. The Oilers is 11-5. Oakland 9-4. But they are chased by San Diego. You also have Miami, Buffalo. 0-1 Indianapolis is absolutely on everybody's tail, winning 8 in a row. They were 0-5, and they've won 8 in a row. And Indianapolis will play Seattle. And you take a look there. Both Colts are looking very good, especially in the Haw and the Gold League. So we're about ready to go. And let's take a look at Baltimore versus Philadelphia, and Atlanta and Green Bay. Kansas City, Cincinnati, Miami, and Detroit. The New York Giants in Houston. That's a big one. We'll be watching that. Buffalo and Houston. We thought about getting the Oilers on that one. Pittsburgh and Carolina. San Diego and New Orleans. You got to take a look at that. Arizona now. San Francisco and New England. They want to go. Cleveland's got to win out. Minnesota and that NFC North is big. The Chicago and Dallas. Indianapolis, Seattle, Jacksonville and Denver. And now it's going to be St. Louis and Oakland. So at the Oakland Alameda Coliseum, they're going to be ready to go here. And all right, so it is here in Oakland. Maybe we should have had the Oilers in the New York Giants, but you never know. Oakland against St. Louis, as St. Louis is chasing their former tenants, the Cardinals. And now we're ready to go, and we're going to be underway as St. Louis will kick off, and down is Oakland, first down at the 20. Hostetler now. You see right now in the Oakland offense, Napoleon Coffin, Derek Fenner. Out of North Carolina, he's a little older. Hobbs, Dudley, Brown. And there it is. It'll be first down and 10. Hostetler, they give to Fenner. Fenner on a run, and Fenner's going to gain 3. It'll be second down and 7 for St. Louis. You have Carter Farr. They're pretty good. Leslie O'Neal from the Chargers. Remember him. Todd Light is good. Ryan McNeil, Mike Jones, the outside linebacker. Second down. Back, they're going to give to Coffin. They're going to pitch it to Coffin, and he gets 6 more. It'll be third down and 1. The running game is very big if they can really attack that. Third down and 1. Hostetler. They give to Fenner. Fenner on a run. Fenner's going to get a first down, and they gain 4 more. So here come the Raiders early on. It'll be first down and 10 from the 33. They go to Oscar, and he got 2. So it'll be second down and 8. They spread them out. 3 wides. They have Dudley back there. They're going to pitch it to Kaufman. Napoleon, and down he goes. That's going to be right with the tackle. It'll be third and 8. They might have to do their first pass of the game. Third down and 8. Hostetler to throw. No, it's a draw. Napoleon Kaufman will only get a yard. And it'll be fourth down and 7. And Jeff Gossett will kick. So early first drive. This will be back at the 15. Kennison will be down. Taking a look, Tony Banks, the quarterback, Lawrence Phillips, and Amp Lee, a really good running back duo back there. They're good. Isaac Bruce, Ernie Conwell, Torrance Small. They have a good running game. St. Louis does. First down. Back to throw. Banks trying to throw. Amp Lee, no good. Second down. That was the first pass of the game. Second down and 10. Back to throw is Banks. He's looking, he's going deep, and he's got Isaac Bruce in a first down. A gain of 31. And against the 49ers, 6 for 73 and a score. First down for Banks. Back, and he's going to give to Lawrence Phillips on a run, and he gets 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. He pushes up. 2nd down and 7 for St. Louis. Back, and they're going to draw it to Phillips. Phillips, no good. He loses 2. It'll be 3rd down and 9. 3rd and 9 for St. Louis. Back to throw. Looking, throwing underneath, no good, and it's going to be 4th down, and they're going to kick. So Horan will come in, Mike, and he's going to kick it out at the 28. Not a good kick. Oakland will take over. We never did the Raiders defense. We'll do that the next one. It'll be first down. Hostetler to Kaufman. Napoleon up to about the 30-yard line, taking a look at Oakland. And the Raiders, you can see they started off 4-1, and they have been 5-3 ever since. Notable games: they lost to the Oilers 17-7. They lost to San Diego in a game that we had. Indianapolis started their streak against them. But there you see, they end up with Green Bay and then at Carolina. So it'll be 2nd down and 8. Hostetler to throw his first pass of the day. Over, and it's intercepted, and a good score. And let's see what it is.
Illegal contact, defense.
Oh, and they're going to call illegal contact. An incredible call here. And it was against McNeil. Maybe how he got the interception. Wow, it took that off the board. It'll be first down. Napoleon Kaufman on the run, and Napoleon gets a yard. Starting to stiffen up. It's going to be 2nd and 9. Hostetler. Oscar on the run, and he'll gain 3. It'll be 3rd and 6. Again, looking at Oakland, 12th in offense, 21st in yards. Their defense is pretty good. Looks like that's going to be the thing that carries them. 3rd down. Hostetler, and it's down, and he's sacked by Johnson, and now they got a kick. An 18-20 to the 29.
Holding, receiving team, 10-yard penalty.
So 10 yards, and now, wow, they're going to move it back. So here's St. Louis. It's going to be first down and 10. Lawrence Phillips, and he'll gain 2. This is a defensive struggle here. Again, the defense for Oakland doing a good job. Russell Maryland, McLaughlin, Swilling, and Lance Johnson all on the front line. That's pretty good. Jones. Yeah, Mike Jones. There he is. And he's, again, a doppelganger in this game. It'll be 2nd down. And Banks will run it himself. He'll gain 3. It'll be 3rd down and 5. 3rd and 5 for St. Louis. Back to throw, looking, throwing, Amp Lee, and a first down and a gain of 13. And that was big. Quickly taking a look at all the scores. Philadelphia and Baltimore. That's a huge game tied. Green Bay leading Atlanta. Cincinnati upsetting Kansas City right now. Detroit leading over Miami. That's a big game for them. The Oilers up 7-0 against the Giants. Buffalo 3-0 against the Texans. Washington 7-0 Tampa Bay. Carolina got a field goal against the Steelers. Baltimore Ravens are 8-5. The Steelers are 7-6. I mean, that's a big game. San Diego over New Orleans. Arizona 7-0 over the Jets. San Francisco leading 7-3 against New England. A lot of teams want to clinch. Minnesota and Cleveland are tied. Cleveland's got to win them all. Chicago and Dallas. Seattle leading Indianapolis. And Jacksonville leading Denver. So here it is. That's going to be Banks. He's going to give to Lawrence Phillips. Phillips on the left side. Nothing there. It'll be 2nd down and 10. 2nd and 10 in a scoreless game here in Oakland. Back to throw. Banks. Banks and McLaughlin with the sack. A big sack. It's going to be 3rd and 17. 3rd down and 17 for St. Louis. Back to throw. Looking, throwing, and that's going to be a gain of 8, but not enough, and they're going to punt. St. Louis had a pick 6 knocked away. Oh, look at that kick. To the 22, 49 yards. So on the 22-yard line, it'll be a 1st down. They're going to hand it off, and that's going to be Derek Fenner, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6. So it'll be 2nd down and 6. Back, looking. Screen to Derek Fenner. He's going to get it. He's going to start running up to the 29. Gain of 3. It'll be 3rd down and 3. That'll be it. At the end of the first quarter, I need to go get a couple things, but at the end of the first quarter, it is an early, scoreless game. Just really defensive. Not that much going on. 51-23. Here come the Raiders. 3rd down and 3. Hosteller to throw. He's 1-1. He throws it underneath the Fenner, and they only get a yard. And now they got a punt. So both teams, there's the punt. Deep. Eddie Kennison up to the 38. Maybe the 36. Nothing. St. Louis and Oakland. Back to throw, looking. He's going to run, and that's going to be Tony Banks, and he got 5. Second down and 5. Back in Amply, no good. It'll be 3rd down. 3rd and 5. Back to throw, they throw, and Eddie Kennison will get it down to the 41. Well, they're going to mark it at the 42 and a first down. Now St. Louis is driving. First down. They go to Lawrence Phillips and stuffed. I'm really impressed with this front line, really, of the Raiders. It'll be second down and 10. They give to Phillips. Phillips on a run. Phillips down to the 40-yard line, gain of 3, 3rd and 7. This is an absolute big 3rd down and 7. Back to throw. Looking. They throw amply. Amp's got a little bit of room. They get a yard, but it's going to be 4th and 6. And now they got a punt. Horan will kick. And in the end zone. So Oakland will get it off the touchback. It'll be first down. First down, they go to Kaufman. Napoleon Kaufman, he's going to get a couple yards. It'll be second down and 8. Oakland nothing, St. Louis nothing. Second down and 8, back to throw. Hostetler looking, intercepted again, McNeil. And there is no flag there, and he finally gets his interception to the 1-yard line. And here comes St. Louis. First and goal from the 1. Phillips, nothing. Second and goal from the 1. Are they going to be able to make a stand? 7 for 6 yards. Phillips again. Phillips will score. And he's in. It's 6-0. Extra point is good. 7-0. Incredible. And out of the end zone. So on the 20-yard line, 9:58 to go, 7-0 off the interception. Should have been 2. Hostetler, the bootleg, he's gonna run. He's gonna run. Remember, he used to be a wide receiver and a punt returner. 2nd and 5. 2nd down and 5. Hostetler gives to Derek Fenner. Fenner again on the run. Fenner a gain of 3. It'll be 3rd down and 2. 3rd and 2. A very big down for Oakland. Hostetler to throw. They throw, and it's got to be complete to Tim Brown, and a first down. 1st and 10 from the 35. They're going to give to Fenner again, up to the 37 and a gain of 2. 2nd down and 8. Halfway through. And that's going to be Napoleon Kaufman, a gain of 1, 3rd down. 3rd and 7. 7-0 St. Louis, back to throw. Hostetler, they throw, and that's going to be Tim Brown and a first down. They threw for 363 against Denver. And now they're going 6.5 to go. It's going to be a first down. Oakland starting to drive now. Oscar. Then Oscar gain of 3. Seems more like short. Get the first down. Harvey Williams will come in. 2nd down and 7. Hostetler, he pitches out to Kaufman. Kaufman on a run, and he gets a first down. It's a gain of 8. We're starting to get more. So first down. Lincoln Kennedy credited with a great block here. This is 8 for 41. 4.5 minutes off. They go to Kaufman again on a run. Kaufman, and there he is to the 29. He's down to about the 25. He's still running. And down to the 21 and a first down. So that's huge. First down and 10, 7-0 St. Louis. Hostetler, Williams, Harvey to the right, another 8 yards. They seem almost unstoppable now. 2nd down and 2. Williams to the 10, to the 8. It'll be first down, a gain of 5. First and goal. Back to throw. Looking. Oh, that wasn't good. It'll be second down and goal now. 2:27 to go. Oakland wants to start running this time down. Hostetler will throw. He's got Tim Brown. No. Dropped it. Third and goal. 14th play of the drive. Hostetler to throw. Hostetler underneath the Brown. He's short. And now they got to kick the field goal. So this to make it 7-3. It is up over, and it is good for Ford. And it's St. Louis 7, Oakland 3. The 10-yard line. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and a first down. First down for St. Louis. Lawrence Phillips, and they lose one, and that'll be the warning. 2 minutes. St. Louis 7, Oakland 3. Halftime scores. Baltimore and Philadelphia are tied. That's a big game. Green Bay leading Atlanta. All the Atlanta teams are collapsing. Cincinnati over Kansas City, that's big. Miami leading Detroit, that's big. The Oilers up by 10 over the Giants. Buffalo up 9-7 against the Texans. The Redskins big over Tampa Bay. That'll be big for them. Carolina leading the Steelers at the half, 10-0. 9-6 San Diego over New Orleans. Arizona blanking the Jets. New England up big. Minnesota 10-0 over Cleveland. Chicago 16-7 over Dallas. They want to go 9-5. Seattle by a point over Indianapolis, and Jacksonville shutting out Denver. Well, here they go. Ampley, 2nd and 11. Ampley on the run, and Ampley short. It'll be third down. So timeout St. Louis. 3rd and 1. Back to throw. Looking. And that's going to be a first down. He fumbles, and it's going to be the Rams on it. Will they get? They'll fall on it. Orlando Pace falls on it. Want to let him have a little breath back. St. Louis up 7-3. First down and 10. That could have been a disaster. Banks. Tony Banks to Ampley, and the catch and out of bounds. 2nd out and 2. Back to throw. A little bit too far. And McDaniel.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 36.
Oh my
Automatic.
goodness.
First down.
So Oakland's McDaniel, and that's a huge call. The 34 would be 51 from this point. Back to throw and a flag. Let's see what it is.
Holding. Offense. Number 60. 10-yard penalty.
Gradadaria with the hold. First down and 20. Back to throw, looking, throwing, and that's going to be out of bounds. Gain of 11, 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9. Back to throw, looking, throwing, and that is no good. Third down. It would be 50 yards from here. You're wondering if they're going to run the football to make it a little easier. Banks to Ampley. Amp with the run, and Amp is out of bounds. It'll be 4th and 3. 4th down and 3. Big kick. Good. And Wilkins hits it. 10-3. Oakland has all 3 timeouts. That'll go through the end zone. So let's see, a minute and 2 to go. Hostetler to Harvey Williams. Williams on a run, a gain of 2. Be second down and 8. They're going to let it run. Hostetler to throw. Throwing to Harvey, and it's going to be nothing there. St. Louis leading 10-3 on the road. They want to take it in. Harvey. And that is 4 yards. St. Louis does not want to use a timeout. And that should be it. Let's see, it is it. They don't get it off. At the half, not the most exciting of games, but it is tense. So much is on the line. 10-3 St. Louis. Oh, it's 10-3, and we go to the third. Kickoff by Ford. It's going to be to the 5. 30, 31. 10-3. You look at the different ones, not too much rushing. It's different. It's all passing, little rushing for St. Louis, all rushing, little passing for Oakland. They have Ampley and Lawrence Phillips, 2 good runners. There's Ampley, and he'll get 2. It'll be second down. So far, the throwing 8 of 12, second down. Back to throw. Banks, he's got Ampley and a first down. Boy, if St. Louis can score here, Oakland's in a heap of trouble. First down if Oakland loses. We're going to look at the San Diego score. It's under 5 to go. Phillips a gain of 4. Second and 6. Back to throw. And still looking. Throwing all the way deep. No. Third down. If that would have got him, that would have been big. Banks to throw. Swings it to Ampley. Ampley is short. 4th and 2. And they want to make sure they don't fake it. There's the kick. It's going. To the 5. Over. And there's a fumble. And let's see. Oh, and it's going to be Oakland. So Oakland has it on their own 3. They got to get out of here. First down. Hostetler throws, and that's Tim Brown, and a first down. Oh, that was huge. Out of the shadow of their own goalposts. First down. Hostetler. Hostetler will throw it underneath, no good. Dead Hall. Second down and 10. Give to Harvey. Harvey on the run. He gains 4. Third down. 3rd and 6. For Oakland. Back to throw. Hostetler. A penalty, and there it is. At the 30-yard line.
Encroachment defense. Number 75. 5-yard penalty.
And they'll decline. It'll be a first down. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Looking, throwing underneath. That's going to be a gain of 5. So they are just working their way down the field here. It'll be second down and 5. Hall. First down, and that's big. That's the key. They got to get chunks of yards. Got to get chunks of yards. More and more and more chunks. Back in the sack. Robinson is loving every second. 2nd and 14. Back to throw, looking. Throwing, and that's going to be complete in a first down. They're at midfield. They start at their own 3. They're down 10-3. They need, here's Hall, there's a flag, and let's see. Gain of 5.
Encroachment defense. Number 90, 5-yard penalty.
Jeff Scanina used to be a Steeler. 1st and 5. Back to throw, looking. Throwing, and no. 2nd and 5 now. They're going to throw again. Underneath the Williams. And a gain of 4, 3rd and 1. This might be 2 downs. 3rd down and 1. They give to Williams on the left side. Williams a first down, and that was huge. That was a gain of 9. And a first down. Look at this. It's unbelievable the way they're driving. 13th play of the drive. First down they're going to give, and that's going to be to Hall, a gain of 3, 2nd down. 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Going, and that's going to be complete to Dudley, and that's going to be a first down, a gain of 9. First down and 10. Hostetler to Hall. Hall on the run, 4 more. They are running the football very well, and they're getting first downs on 2nd downs. Hostetler is throwing the ball a lot better. He did have that interception that was pretty much a pick 6. Hostetler, he's going to run it himself and got a first down. It's going to be 1st and goal. Quickly. And now Baltimore tied with Philadelphia. Green Bay and Atlanta. Green Bay's leading. Cincinnati all over Kansas City. That hurts Kansas City. Miami up against Detroit. The Oilers up by 10. Buffalo up by 5 on the Texans. Redskins up big. The Steelers are within a score. 9-6. San Diego's leading. That's how big this game is. Arizona 31-7. New England blowing away San Francisco. Minnesota winning. Chicago winning. Indianapolis now has the lead. And Jacksonville. First down and goal. Hostetler to Williams. Williams on a run, a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down. 2nd and goal. Hostetler to look. Hostetler will throw, and he's got it. He's short. Short of the goal line. 3rd down and goal from the 1-yard line. From the 1-yard line. It's on the goal line. 3rd and goal. Kaufman scores! 19 plays, 97 yards, 10 minutes for good. I was going to say if he missed that, that would have been tough. Really hitting the running very well. And up to about the 34, 33-yard line. Here's St. Louis. First down. Banks. Amp Lee. And a gain of 11, first down. 1st and 10. Phillips and a penalty.
Grabbing the face mask. Defense. Number 54. 15-yard penalty.
Biker,
Automatic.
that's going to be a first down, and it's going to put St. Louis in a possibility of taking a lead on a field goal. Banks. Tony deep. No. Trying to go to Amp Lee. 2nd down and 10. Lee. And nothing there. He drew that. Third down. The end of 3 quarters. We're in a tied game in St. Louis. It's big time there. So it's 10-10, we go to the 4th. 3rd and 10, a very big down for St. Louis. Back to throw. Looking, and thrown. He's hit. It goes down. There's a flag.
Roughing the passer.
And
defense.
it's a roughing
Number 51,
the passer.
15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
That's a huge one. That is huge. It'll be down to the 26. But it'll give them a first down. First down. Back to throw. Looking. Firing. Got it to Isaac Bruce, and he scores. It is silent. What a huge penalty, Wilkins. Jeff Wilkins nails it. And now they're going to kick. And they'll down it deep. 17-10. That's incredible. Hostetler. Hostetler running. He's going to run it himself. One man misses, another one misses, and a first down. So Jeff Hostetler ran, and he broke 2 tackles. First down and 10. Hall on the run, and they are just pounding it down their throats. They have plenty of time. They don't need to rush anything. 2nd and 6. Tim Brown, and that's a first down. 14 and 19 for only 98 yards. 2nd down, 1st and 10. Hall. And Hall down to the 45. 2nd down and 7. Here comes Oakland. Hostetler throws. Tim Brown's got it down to the 30, to the 24, and a first down. And what a play. It's going to be first down and 10. Hostetler. They go, and it's going to be Williams dropped it. So 2nd and 10 to throw. Throwing, and that's going to be complete. Down to the 11-yard line and a first down. So they can still get a first down. They're the masters of these long drives. First down and goal. Hostetler. Hostetler will run it. 10-5, he's in. Touchdown. And that's Jeff Hostetler. And it's 17-16. It is good. So now high and deep. So first down and 10 for St. Louis. We're going to go to the left-hand side. That is Lawrence Phillips, 2nd and 7. 2nd and 7. Phillips will be 3rd down and 5. 3rd and 5 for St. Louis. Back, they give to Ampley. No, and no penalties, so Oakland will get it back. And here we go. The kick to Tim Brown. And down he goes. Well, fourth quarter, 8:42 to go. Quickly the other scores. Baltimore's leading. Bad news for the Steelers. Green Bay's winning, beating Atlanta. Atlanta's folding in all the leagues. Kansas City, that's a major blow if they lose. Miami's up now. They want to go 9-5. The Oilers pulling away. They could be favorites to win the whole thing. Texans over the Bills. The Redskins, they're going to win. Carolina, they're about to win, 13-3. San Diego's trying to hold on. That would be major. Arizona's blown away the Jets. New England blowing away San Francisco. Minnesota killing Cleveland. Chicago beating Dallas. Indianapolis trying to win another close game. And Jacksonville beating Denver. 8:42 to go. It's a 17-17 game. Hostetler throwing. No, and that's Hall. It's actually Hobbs. Second down and 10. Fumble, and it's fallen on by the Raiders. They're going to get 7. 3rd and 3. Big 3rd and 3. Hostetler, third pass in a row. Underneath, and Williams a first down. Huge. 1st and 10. Hostetler throwing, no good. Todd Light on the coverage. All of a sudden, the Oakland Raiders, a win, they'd go 10-4. Back to throw. Looking, they're going to throw, and that's going to be big, and a first down by Dudley. Dudley is the tight end. 7 minutes to go. 1st and 10. Back to throw. They're starting to throw every down. They got Tim Brown. A gain of 5. They just want to get in the field goal range. 2nd and 5. Hostetler, the throw to Tim. No, he dropped it. 3rd down. Back to throw. Looking underneath the pulling and Kaufman. And it's going to be 4th down. 4th and 3, and they're going to go for it. They're going to go for it. And this is big. Back to throw. Hostetler looking. Napoleon Kaufman, and a first down. They get it on a 4th down, and that's huge. That is absolutely big. St. Louis, they don't want to lose this game. They lose this game, they got huge problems. They give to Derek Fenner. Fenner, and there's a penalty. What will happen?
Offsides, defense.
Oh,
Number 91, 5-yard penalty.
You might actually be thinking about a game-ending procedure under 5 minutes. Derek Fenner. And Fenner will gain 3. It'll be 2nd down and 2. They're going to let that clock run. And run and run. 2nd down and 2. Back to throw. Looking, the throw almost. It is caught. It is caught by Tim Brown. 1st down and 10. Hostetler to throw. No. See, O'Neal knocked it down. 2nd down and 10. Back to throw, Hostetler. Throwing underneath is Fenner. And Derek Fenner is inbounds. He's in, that makes a big difference. 3rd down and 5. Hostetler to throw. Throws short. Are they going to go for it? No. Ford, they want to kick. I'd let it run out. Here it is. Ford, it is up, over, and it is good. So apparently, I would say he's out. He was out of bounds. So it's 20-17. And the kick, they're going to down it. 2:33 to go for St. Louis. Crawford is in. First down. Banks to throw. Looking, he throws to Ampley. Ampley, there's a flag. What's going to happen?
Grabbing the face mask.
Oh, another
number
one.
33, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
And that's another one. 2:28 to go. Back to throw. Here's Banks looking, throwing to Amp again, and a first down. He's out of bounds. First down and 10. Back to throw. Looking, throwing to Ampley, no. It'll be second down and 10. Back again. Looking, throwing, got it! And what a catch and a first down. So he hits Small, and it'll be a first down. 2:14 to go. Oakland will wait for it to get to the warning. Back to throw. Banks and Small again, out of bounds. Gain of 4. Second and 6. Banks looking to Ampley. There's a flag. Lee out of bounds.
Grabbing the face mask.
Oh
Defense.
my
Number
God.
43, 10-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
2-minute warning, no, 2:04. First down and goal. Incredible. Banks. Ampley scores, and St. Louis has the lead. The grabbing the face mask penalties have killed Oakland all day. And now the extra point. Wilkins, yes, now they need a touchdown. 2 minutes. Incredible. So here we go, 24-20. Oakland, here's the kick. It's going to be in the end zone. They're on their own 20, they're 80 away. First down, back to throw Ostetler. Throwing, and that's going to be complete. And a first down, gain of 11, he's out of bounds. 1:53 to go. First down and 10. Ostetler, they give to Kaufman. Napoleon, and down he loses one. He's out of bounds. Second and 11. Back to throw, looking. Ostetler, looking, still going. And Leslie O'Neal with the sack. It'll be third and 21. Timeout, Oakland. They need a big gain here. If they don't get it, St. Louis is going to be sitting pretty. Third and 21. Back to throw. Looking, and that's going to be complete, out of bounds. Fourth and 16. This could be it. This could be it. Fourth and 16. Ostetler. Ostetler will throw. He overthrew Tim Brown, and St. Louis will take over. All they need is a first down and the game is over. First down given to Lawrence Phillips and a gain of 2. Timeout Oakland. 2nd and 8. 1:25 to go. 1 timeout. Banks to Ampley. Oh, gain of 5 and the last timeout. 3rd and 3. The Rams hoping to go 9 and 5. 3rd and 3. Lawrence Phillips, no. And now they're going to kick a field goal. Jeff Wilkins to put them up by 7. And no good. So remember 1989 rules. And it'll be 1st and 10 now. 80 yards away. Hostetler throwing deep. Intercepted, and that's the game. St. Louis will take a knee and win the game 24-20 in Oakland. And that's it. We'll be back in a minute with everything else, but take a look at all these stats, including that 10-minute drive. Incredible. So it is 24-20 St. Louis and Oakland. They have the same record. Let us go to all the other games. Baltimore and Philadelphia. Baltimore pulls away 27-16. They were down in the 4th quarter. 2 Testaverde touchdown passes. And I'm telling you right now, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. That was a big Baltimore win. Atlanta, well, in all the leagues, Atlanta's collapsing. Their running attack for Green Bay is incredible. They're 6 and 8. They're not out of it yet. 8 and 8's their ceiling. Cincinnati upsets Kansas City. A huge loss for Kansas City. Cincinnati has just had a heck of a game today. Miami beat Detroit 37-20. Marino, 2 touchdowns and 389 yards. Houston, 24-14. Right there was 24-7. Now it's 24-14. Houston Texans, 14-12. Carr passed to Johnson. You know, that was it. Houston wins this. Buffalo, a huge loss. That was a huge loss for Buffalo. Did they miss field goals? Yeah, they did. 6:079. So that ball was on, missed a 38-yard field goal. And then Houston went 13 plays, 7 minutes and a second. Norwood was 4 of 5 in field goals, but he missed the big one, and that hurt. The Redskins all over Tampa Bay, and then Tampa Bay scored too late. But solid win for Washington, and Carolina 13-3. They're 13-1. The Steelers just dominated. Pete, yeah, there it is. 4 play, just big games, big gains. Kind of a terrible day running. Pete 9-22. They won ugly. They're 13-1, but they won ugly. San Diego tied. Yeah, they tied. They tied New Orleans, and that was a huge loss. New Orleans missed a field goal. And James Harris 2 picks. Minnesota 23-0 over Cleveland. And Brad Johnson looking good. So that is Minnesota winning that game over Cleveland. Cleveland might be out of it. Chicago beat Dallas, a huge win. Peyton at 171 yards. That was gigantic. Denver loses to Jacksonville. Jacksonville 5-9, but they are out of it. They're out of it. I mean, the playoff picture is big. We already showed you St. Louis winning. Indianapolis, 9th straight. 9th straight. They had to go 4 plays, 56 yards in 28 seconds. All their games, and we're going to show you, have been like one-score games that they've won. One of the most unbelievable things I've ever seen. New England, 40-21. Grogan only had 5 completions. So, unique game there. Arizona blows away the Jets, 38-14. Jake Plummer, what a day. And Arizona's a good team. Arizona is good. So we want to take a look. First of all, we want to take a look at we're going to take a look at everything else. Walter Payton went over 2,000 yards in the season. Sam Cunningham might, if he gets 150 yards a game for the last 2 games. But first of all, take a look at Indianapolis. They beat Oakland by 6, beat Houston by 8, beat Dallas by 9, beat the Texans by 7, beat Jacksonville by, I think, 10, 7, 7, 7, and 4. Their defense is not great. Their offense is good enough. And now they're 9-5. In the NFC, you have Chicago winning their division in the North. Minnesota there. Detroit and Green Bay will. Detroit and Green Bay are eliminated from winning the division. But when it comes to the third wild card, they're still in there. So Minnesota is the only team that can challenge Chicago in the last 2 games. Carolina is 13-1. They got their division. And they are number 1. They're number 1 seed by beating the Steelers. New York Giants, they got beat today big, and Washington could take it from them. Let's see, the Washington Redskins, New York. So New York 1-0. New York 2-0. No, they already won the division because of If they end up tied at 9-7, they hold the tiebreaker. Arizona's 10-4. St. Louis is 9-5. St. Louis and Arizona. Arizona beats St. Louis. Arizona beats St. Louis. So if Arizona wins one more game, they win the division. Baltimore, remember Pittsburgh has 2 wins, I think, over Baltimore. Yep, they have 1 win. They have 2 wins over Baltimore. So if they go 9-7, and Baltimore goes 9-7, they have Green Bay and San Francisco. They have Indianapolis and St. Louis, so it could be 9-7 and 9-7. The Oilers won their division. Indianapolis might finish 11-5. New England, 450 points. What happened with Miami? They beat Miami. And Miami beat them. They have Atlanta and Washington. But they have a lot of points. And the Raiders are up by a half game over San Diego because of that tie. A weird, weird tie. Playoff picture. There you see Carolina's 1 Arizona, 2 tied for third is New York and Chicago. Wildcard Washington and Atlanta are both 7-7. 6-8 for San Francisco, Green Bay, and Detroit for the last one. Washington is 7-7, and let's see if Atlanta played Washington. No. So we come down to conference record. For the AFC, Houston's 1, New England's 2. Baltimore and Oakland are tied for 3. Indianapolis, Miami, San Diego. Buffalo is back there, and the Steelers gotta go 9-7. They have to go 9-7. They don't go 9-7, they're not in. That was a huge loss today. Kansas City, a huge loss today. Taking a look at the standings there. Atlanta. Their conference record is 5-5. Washington is 6-4. So, what is Washington? 2 AFCs. Atlanta. Six and 5 is not better than 6-4. It's winning percentage. They're at New England, at Chicago. So that's the way it is. Next week, week 15, New England and Atlanta. That should be a good one. We might do that. Arizona and Buffalo. That's a huge game. Buffalo's a half game out. Baltimore and Indianapolis. Carolina and Chicago. Houston Oilers at St. Louis. There's a lot of good games. Minnesota and Kansas City. Oakland and Green Bay. We might do Baltimore and Indianapolis. In the Gold League, which will be the next time we do this, probably Sunday. It's the 49ers and the Baltimore Colts. I can't wait for that one. Possibly a Super Bowl matchup. And we'll even have that one over the Rams and Raiders. who have the same sort of thing, but I mean, my goodness. All right, that's going to be it for us today. Have a great day. We'll see you later.